Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Shikha and I'm a legal intern at Lexis & Company. I'm a law student from UPS Dehradun. In today's video, we will talk about spectrum of distinctiveness under trademark laws. But before starting the video, there's a small disclaimer that this video does not solicit any kind of promotion or advertisement as per the guidelines of Bar Council of India, and the only purpose for which the video is made is education purpose. Now we will begin with the video. Our topic of today's video is spectrum of distinctiveness under trademark law. Trademark basically refers to a mark which is capable of being graphically represented and is capable of being distinguished from goods and services of another person. These marks refers to names, words, logos, label, numerals, or combination of colors, etc. The main purpose of trademark law is to distinguish the goods of one person from goods of another person, so that there is no injury to the goodwill or reputation of one person's trademark. Trademark ensures that the actual as well as the potential consumer of a good and services are not misled by another person's good and services, and also are not misled as to the source of that good and product. Trademark basically has three characteristics. The first one is that it should be a mark. The second one, that it should be able of being graphically represented. And the third and the most important one is it should be able to distinguish a product from a product and services from another person's product and services. Distinctiveness being one of the most important characteristics of a trademark. It ensures that the consumer are not confused as to the source of good and product. Section 9, subsection 1A of the Trademarks Act prohibits the registration of a mark which is likely to cause confusion and deception in the mind of people because they are not very distinctive. Thus, the mark having distinguishable identification in the market are registered at trademark, while the ones which are not very distinctive and not able to distinguish itself from the mark of other person are likely to not be registered. The US Supreme Court have developed the concept of spectrum of distinctiveness, under which 5 categories have been divided by the court based upon the distinctiveness of the mark. Each of these groups have different degree of distinctiveness, and it is possible to determine whether a mark is being registered or is capable of being registered under trademark law or not. The first one being the generic mark. The name of goods and services that these marks represent are actual name of goods and services which it represent. For example, mark named phone, it used to represent a mobile phone. A generic mark is not eligible for being registered in the trademark law because it is not very distinctive in nature. The Delhi High Court, in the case of Messrs. 3N Products Private Limited versus Messrs. Kerati Exports and others in 2013, ruled that a generic mark necessitates a higher degree of burden on proof on the person claiming trademark registration, and the person have to prove that the mark is distinctive in nature. The second group of mark is known as descriptive mark. These mark describes the nature, the attributes of goods and services. The mark only describe the related goods and services they are applied to. The chances of trademark registration of descriptive marks are very low but higher than the generic marks. Marks like car wash used for car washing businesses, etc. are known to be descriptive marks. One of the features of this descriptive mark is that the mark could be registered under trademark law if the person is able to prove the acquired distinctiveness through long-term uses in the eyes of customers. The third group of mark is known as suggestive mark. These type of mark denotes that the goods and services have certain quality or characteristics. It implies that the product and services have a specific quality while elaborating it. Certain degree of imagination on part of the consumer is also required so as to associate these characteristics with the goods and services. Example of these marks are Galaxy Tab, Red Bus, etc. These marks are these marks have high chance of being registered, but not as high as fanciful or arbitrary mark. The fourth group of mark is known as arbitrary mark. These marks uses works that are commonly used, but it do not have any relationship with the goods and services it represents. These marks are considered to be a strong mark and have high chance of being registered under trademark. Example of these marks include Kindle, Uber, Apple, etc. The last category of mark is known as fanciful mark. It is the most strongest mark of them all, and it has the highest chances of being registered under a trademark. These marks are those words or symbols which are specially coined for being protected under trademark. For example, Google, Yahoo, Adidas, etc. Fanciful marks establishes distinctiveness in its broadest sense. These marks uses distinctive designs such that it leaves no space for doubt in the mind of consumer regarding the origin of goods and product it represents. An individual who is attempting to register a mark under the trademark have high degree of chance of success if its mark is fanciful mark or arbitrary mark. These kinds of marks stand out in the market and it leaves long-lasting effect on the consumers. So, spectrum of distinctiveness is an useful exercise to know where does a mark of a person stand. Is it generic or is it fanciful? Is its mark able to be registered under trademark or not? So that's it for today's video. If you have any question or if you have any feedback, please write it down in the comment section below. Thank you so much.